Now let's bring in Matthew Mangino, criminal defense attorney and also DA in Pennsylvania, and our constitutional attorney, Andrew Lieb. Matthew, I'll begin with you because we talked about this before. You have people that are now charged. You have 19 defendants. Many of them are what you would refer to as small fish. How many of those smaller fish do you expect to flip before this case winds up going to trial?
Well, that'll be interesting to find out, Dell. I'm sure that there are some discussions going on between the defense attorneys as these particular defendants reach out for legal counsel and ultimately discuss those with the prosecutors in Georgia. I think what's interesting about having 19 defendants in this case, as opposed to the most recent indictment by Jack Smith, is that only Donald Trump was indicted in that case. And that's going to enable that Department of Justice case to move much quicker, I think, than having this case in Georgia with 19 defendants.
Andrew, as you look out over this indictment, what stood out to you as perhaps the biggest legal peril for the former president?
Oh, that's such a great question, Del. I'm bringing myself back to last night when you and I were there till midnight reading this thing over and over again. I would say to you the biggest legal peril is the way it's constructed, meaning by charging with the RICO, it's allowing Bonnie to go through a narrative as opposed to having to say these independent acts, like I had a bad phone call or a bad this, which, by the way, soliciting a official is a crime in Georgia. But instead of having these standalone things that probably wouldn't be indicted, it allows a narrative together and shows a purpose. And each of these people, these 19 people, are being charged with this RICO, and their overall goal was to overturn the election. So story time when you're dealing with a jury is so important. And when you put that first count in there, it really delves into the story time delve.
But is it story time if we didn't already see the sequel, which is the January 6th insurrection on Capitol Hill, where so many people stormed the Capitol, and that would wind up being the end result of what happened here in Georgia? Do you think that the jury in Georgia will be able to understand the fact that perhaps this was a criminal enterprise operating out of the White House at the direction of the former president, Andrew?
Yeah, I think the key to all of that, Del, is the word fraud. If it was just solicitation, just calls, even the way we've seen so many people in Trump's orbit define January 6th as a protest, not just as an insurrection, or what we all saw of people breaking in and police officers dying and people being in chambers they shouldn't be in. What the word fraud means to me is it's not just words, and it's not just conjecture, and it's not just politics. We have real signatures, Del, on legal documents claiming to be fake electors. We have people claiming to be police officers that aren't. This is a major ordeal, and this indictment reads like a story. So when I say story time, I don't mean story time for you or I or the public to talk about. But when you're sitting there in that jury box and you could piece it all together and it all comes together concretely, that's how you get someone to plead, to get a guilty charge with a jury, and a unanimous jury at that. We'll see what happens, but I think the RICO is very important, Del.
Matthew, when I read through the indictment today, one of the things that I noticed is that there is another recording, 83 seconds from Rudy Giuliani, a man once described as America's mayor, who seems to be right in the thick of things in this particular indictment. How concerned are you that the grand jury might have heard other tapes?
Well, I'd be concerned if I were Donald Trump or one of the other 18 defendants in this case. Obviously, this is a 98-page indictment. It's a 2.5-year investigation. We're talking about not only the president being indicted, but a chief of staff, Rudy Giuliani, as you said, a well-known political figure in this country, as well as Jeffrey Clark from the Department of Justice. So we see so many prominent people, and there was so much, I think, haste at the time to try to overturn the election that they did things that they probably regret right now in terms of what they put into emails, what they put into text, what they put into recorded telephone conversations. All those things while you're in this haste to try to slow down this process to find some more votes is really going to put you in the jackpot right now.
Andrew, I know this is going to sound like a dumb question, but when you look at the classified documents case, and you look at this case coming out of Georgia right now, and you look at the case stemming from the January 6th insurrection coming out of Washington, D.C., if the former president had simply done what every former president had done before him who lost a political campaign, which is pick up the phone, call your opponent, and concede defeat, announce it that night, and say that you lost, would we be here right now?
Absolutely not. And I think that's the entire point. It's not a stupid question. It's a brilliant question. It strikes to the heart of this whole thing. When you look at criminal cases, we have a thing called mens rea, guilty mind. And it starts off with that right there and then, that Donald Trump resisted the wheels of justice. He resisted norms. He resisted the outcome. I just want to go back to that Brad Rafferty audio that you started off with and talk about that. If anyone hasn't listened to the full thing, it's not the 1100, 780 quote. It's the entire thing. He badgers him for like 20 minutes, and Brad keeps coming back, the Secretary of State, the Republican Secretary of State, saying, we got facts. We have an FBI. We did investigations. Show us why we're wrong. That's the answer, Del.
Yeah, he also pressured the former Secretary of State, saying that there may have been something criminal that was done. Matthew Mangino and Andrew Lieb, both of you, I thank you very much for being with us, and also staying up late last night, because it was a late night indeed. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Still ahead.